Hey everyone, this is Metalhead Nation 1021, and today I'm going to be going over the top 10 worst Dream Theater songs out of their entire discography. I'd like to say a few things before I start the list, and I'm going to state the rules right now first. This is completely my opinion. This is nothing to do with the public, although a few songs I kind of did include public opinion on. Also, I'd like to say that I am a very big fan of their newer albums as well as their older ones, so while you guys are probably thinking I'm going to put a lot of songs from The Astonishing, in particular, on this list, it's definitely not going to be full of Astonishing songs. And I'd also like to say that I'm not going to include the very short songs or I guess the Nomak songs, for example, songs like those. I'm not going to include those on this list because they're bridges in between songs, in my opinion, and not really songs themselves. So I will exclude those from the list. Anyways, I think that's it. And, oh, one last thing. This list is going to be about, this list is going to be pretty even, so I'm not going to include, like, I know they have worse albums, per se, but I'm not going to just include songs from just any album. I'm trying to put some variety, so I try to pick the worst song or the worst songs from several albums, not just one or two. And also, this is in no particular order except for number 1, and I'll explain that once I get there. Anyways, number 10 and 9, I'm gonna put these together, are Ravenskill and The Road to a Revolution, both off The Astonishing. And the reason that they're here is because I really feel like they had so much potential behind them when they were released, and that the build up to the songs and the build up in the beginnings of the songs especially was immense, and by the time it got to the middle / latter half of the song, it didn't live up to the hype that it created and other songs before it created. So I feel like those two songs in particular did that, and they were also quite boring compared to songs like The Gift of Music and A New Beginning and Moment of Betrayal off the album. So I feel like while there were other songs on there that were a little more boring in a way, or a little less story driven, more filler in a way, these two especially just had a lot of potential behind them, and Dream Theater didn't do much with them. And I'm not saying they're bad songs. They're great. They're great songs. And that's the thing about this list. I love all Dream Theater songs. Don't think I don't. But these are just the ones that would rank lowest, and the ones I listen to least are the ones that maybe sometimes get on my nerves. So anyways, that was number 10 and number 9, Ravenskill and The Road to Revolution. Anyways, number 8 is Wither off of Black Clouds and Silver Linings. The main thing I had with this song was that there was already an emotional song on that album, which was The Best of Times. So, this song, it wasn't a bad song, again, but it really didn't fit the same place. It didn't really fit in a way that worked compared to The Best of Times, because the music and lyrics were lower end compared to The Best of Times, and especially being on an album that had, I think, 5 epics, or 4 epics, it definitely was the most forgettable in my opinion. And personally, I liked A Rite of Passage a lot, so that's not making it on the list. But Wither is at number 7. But again, great song. It just does not live up to the other songs on the album. Anyways, number 7 is Forsaken off of Systematic Chaos. Again, I feel like this song gets way too much hate because it's actually a decent, if not really good song. The solo is amazing, and also the intro, the structure is pretty good. I mean, it's not Dream Theater's best, but it's pretty good. But I feel like this gets too much hate just because Systematic Chaos was exactly as the name implied. It was chaotic in a way, and that's what made it appeal to so many and also not appeal to so many fans. And this is a great example of that, that it was kind of like unorganized, but at the same time it did have that organization. But it's really hard to explain. It had that organization behind it, so it still worked as a song, but it didn't compare to songs like In the Presence of Enemies and The Ministry of Lost Souls, which, might I add, are two of my favorite Dream Theater songs, and I actually personally love that album. Anyways, yeah, I just feel like that song does get a lot of hate, but it definitely does not compare to the other songs on the album for me. Anyways, that was number 7. Number 6 is Take Away My Pain, and this is the string of songs that will be falling into the Falling Into Infinity section of the list. And you'll see some later in the list too. But this song, like the other songs I added on this list, are just, in general, boring. They just, for a Dream Theater song, might I add, they just don't have that same appeal to, like, Trial of Tears and Learning to Live, those earlier songs had. And that was one of the biggest problems with Falling Into Infinity. It had such a wide range of songs. Like, it had really good songs and it had really bad songs for Dream Theater. So I feel like this song was just really boring and definitely, well, compared to other Dream Theater, and definitely just doesn't live up to other songs on the album, such as Trial of Tears and Hell's Kitchen, and just the songs like that. Anna Lee, I love that song, by the way. That's a great song on the album. Next, This Is the Life off of A Dramatic Turn of Events. And again, this falls into that same Falling Into Infinity category, where, in my opinion, it was just a little too simplistic and not enough, not lyrically, well, it had pretty good lyrics, but it wasn't musically driven enough, in my opinion, to be one of the better songs of the album. And don't get me wrong, that album was amazing. It just didn't live up to songs like Breaking All Illusions and On the Backs of Angels and Outcry. So I feel like it kind of just sunk beneath all the other epic big songs, and that also it just didn't have enough content behind it. Next, we have You Not Me, also off Falling Into Infinity, and this song is on the same bridge as which one was it? I'm sorry. Take Away My Pain is, because this song, I noticed this one is just, again, too simplistic and a little too, and this is definitely this one's pretty cheesy for a Dream Theater song, with lyrics like The Best of Times, really emotional. This one was just really cheesy, I noticed. So definitely not one of my favorite songs. But again, it's not bad. It's just one I do not come to a lot. Number 3 is a tie between two songs. Both of them are from When Dream and Day Unite, and I actually didn't include a lot of that on that list because I actually like that album quite a bit. It's Light the Fuse and Get Away, and The Ones Who Help to Set the Sun. In my opinion, during that time, the band wasn't truly together musically and lyrically. That song did not really, a lot of the songs, those two songs did not have the chemistry that more recent Dream Theater songs have had, such as all the songs from Metropolis Part 2, and stuff like that. So I feel like it's not even close to a bad song. It's just neither of them just lived up. I mean, you have songs like Afterlife and The Killing Hand and other songs like that on that album, and these two just didn't stand out and didn't have enough appeal to them. And again, I am a big fan of Charlie Dominici, but I just feel like his vocals on these tracks were a little lower than they could have been. Anyways, next I have number 2 is Innocence Faded off of Awake, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but that song, with all the other songs on that album, such as 6 O'Clock, Caught in a Web, Erotomania, and Space Divest, just songs like that, it just did not stand out, and I can't hate it for that, but it definitely does not live up to like the legends of other songs off that album. And we're running out of time, so finally I'm going to go to number 1, which is Just Let Me Breathe. And this is the one that is absolutely the worst, and I've seen it on so many lists. And this is off Falling Into Infinity. This song is so freaking cheesy. And just, the lyrics, I've seen it everywhere as one of the worst, if not the worst, Dream Theater songs. This one is borderline not good, but it's still a decent song. I'd say it's still there. It's not terrible. But the song is cheesy. The music is boring. The lyrics are really boring and really cheesy. But it's still catchy in a way. I'd say that. But it definitely doesn't have the drive that other songs on the other albums do. So I'd have to say that is my least favorite Dream Theater song. And according to what I've seen, a lot of other people's too. Did I miss any? If so, tell me in the comments, and please check for more videos from me. I'm going to do a lot of Dream Theater lists since they're my favorite band. And don't get me wrong, Dream Theater is my favorite band. I'm not bashing these songs. I'm just saying that they're not as good as their brothers and sisters. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is Metalhead Nation 1021, and check out my other videos, and thank you, and please subscribe, and please like, and have a good day.